The Bears' offense was just declared championship-worthy by one of the most respected analysts in the NFL. But there's one massive problem that could crush all our playoff hopes. A key linebacker was carted off the field with a devastating injury. That might end his season at the worst possible time, and if that wasn't enough, our most explosive rookie wide receiver limped off the field after the best game of his young career. 3 stories that will decide whether the Bears can actually make a Super Bowl run, or if we're getting bounced in the first round like always. Stick around till the end, because what's coming is crucial to understanding the immediate future of this team. And if you're a Bears fan, hit that like button right now and subscribe, because this is just getting started. Look, I'm gonna be straight with you, this one hurts. Noah Sewell, our linebacker, who was finally showing why we took a chance on him in the 5th round, got carted off last night against the Niners, and this wasn't just any injury. Reports are saying it's feared to be a torn Achilles. Let me say that again, torn Achilles. One of the worst injuries a football player can suffer. Let me ask you this, when is this franchise gonna catch a break with injuries? When are we gonna keep our guys healthy when it matters most? Because I'm telling you, this could not have come at a worse time. We're 1 week away from the playoffs, sitting at 11 wins, fighting for the 2 seed in the NFC, and we lose a linebacker who was playing the best football of his career. Sewell wasn't a starter when he got to Chicago. His first 2 seasons, the kid barely saw the field, but this year, in 2025, everything changed. 9 starts, 59 tackles, 1 forced fumble. He was playing 50% of the defensive snaps and had become a key piece of our defense, and now, just when we needed him most, he's gone. The MRI is still pending, but we all know what feared torn Achilles means. It means his season is over. It means Dennis Allen has to figure out how to replace a guy who was holding down the second level of our defense. It means Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards are gonna have to carry even more of the load, and here's what really worries me. Tamarco Jackson didn't even see a single snap after Sewell went down. Not one. What does that say about our depth at linebacker? What does that say about our ability to adjust when we lose a key piece? I think this injury exposes something bigger. It shows that this defense, which has been living off turnovers all year, is hanging by a thread. We lead the league with 32 takeaways, but we're ranked 20th in EPA per play allowed, 24th in defensive DVOA. The numbers don't lie, folks. This defense is average at best, and the turnovers have been masking that all season. Sewell's under contract through 2026. He's young, just 23, and was on track to earn an extension, but an Achilles tear changes everything. The recovery is long, it's brutal, and not every player comes back the same. So I'm asking, can Sewell bounce back from this? Will we ever see the same guy who was emerging as a reliable linebacker? But here's the harsh truth, we can't wait for Sewell to come back. The playoffs start in 2 weeks. We need answers now. Dennis Allen has to pull a rabbit out of the hat. Edmonds and Edwards need to play at an all-pro level. And anyone off the bench has to step up. Because I'm telling you right now, if we can't fix the linebacker situation, if we can't find depth at that spot, we're getting bounced in the first round. Doesn't matter how good Caleb Williams is playing. Doesn't matter how many points we score. If the defense can't stop anybody, we're not going anywhere. And as if losing Sewell wasn't enough, now we gotta talk about Luther Burden III. Our 2nd-round rookie wideout, who just had the best game of his pro career, limped off the field on the final play against San Francisco. Quad injury. Let me paint the picture of what Burden did before that injury. 9 targets, 8 catches, 138 yards, a 35-yard touchdown in the 2nd quarter. Season highs across the board. The kid was unstoppable. He was showing exactly why we drafted him in the 2nd round. He was proving he could be the perfect complement to DJ Moore and Romo Duns. And then, on the final play of the game, we see him trying to walk off with help before being carted to the locker room. You know how frustrating that is, you know? How brutal it is to see a young player finally break out and then go down right after. Reports say the injury isn't considered serious. He's getting more tests on Monday. But let me ask you this, can we trust those reports? How many times have we heard not serious only to find out a week later the guy's missing significant time? Burden already missed last week's game against the Packers with an ankle injury. Now it's the quad. This 22-year-old is stacking injuries like a 10-year vet, and that worries me. Because we need Burden healthy for the playoffs. We need him on the field doing exactly what he did last night. Look at his season numbers. 4 catches, 617 yards to touchdowns in 14 games with only 4 starts. Solid numbers for a rookie. But what matters most is the timing of his breakout. Just as Caleb Williams is finding his groove, just as the offense is heating up, Burden was emerging as a legit threat, yeah. He had a drop on 3rd down in the 4th quarter that would have moved the chains, but Chicago converted on the next play anyway. The kid's young, he's gonna make mistakes, but the good far outweighs the bad. I think this injury, even if it's minor, is a warning sign. It's a sign that we need more depth at wide receiver. It's a sign that we can't count on more Oduns and Burden to stay healthy all the way to the Super Bowl. We need other guys to step up. And here's the question that's keeping me up at night. What if Burden can't go in the first round of the playoffs? What if this quad injury is worse than they think? Can this offense keep playing at a championship level without one of its most explosive weapons? Because let me tell you something, Burden isn't just another receiver. He's the guy who can stretch the field. He's the guy who can turn a 5-yard slant into a 50-yard gain. He's the guy who forces defenses to respect every level of the field. Without him, we become more predictable, easier to defend. The Bears close out the regular season Sunday at home against the Lions. That game will decide whether we're the 2 or 3 seed in the NFC. And we need Burden on that field. We need him healthy, confident, and ready to do what he did last night against the Niners. Now, after all that bad injury news, let me give you a little hope. Something to remind us why we still believe in this team despite everything. Dan Orlovsky, former NFL quarterback and now ESPN analyst, went on Get Up this morning and said something that every Bears fan has been thinking but maybe too scared to say out loud. He said the Chicago Bears have a championship caliber offense. Let me say that again so it sticks in your head. Championship caliber offense. He didn't say promising offense. He didn't say offense with potential. He said championship caliber, as in, this offense can take us to a Super Bowl. And I'm asking you, are you ready to believe that? Are you ready to accept that after years of pathetic offenses, quarterbacks who couldn't throw 10 yards, and coordinators who didn't know how to use their talent, we finally have an offense that can go toe-to-toe with anyone in this league? Orlovsky broke it down. He said, it wasn't a championship caliber offense 8 weeks ago. It was a championship caliber run game, but the way Caleb has finished this season, you sit back and say, yeah, this passing game is good enough. Now, that's huge, because we all knew we could run the ball. Dander Swift, Khalil Herbert, Roshan Johnson, that trio has been solid all year, but the passing game was the question. Can Caleb Williams be the guy? Can he make the big throws when it counts? Can he carry this offense? And the answer, based on the last month, is a resounding yes. Last night against the Niners, Caleb threw for 330 yards and 2 touchdowns, 1 to Burden, 1 to Colston Loveland. He marched down the field at will after a slow start. He looked confident in the pocket, rarely, if ever, put the ball in danger. And the explosive plays he created made up for a few misses. Orlovsky also pointed out something key, the big plays they can create in the passing game. With play action and the confidence the quarterback has in some of his young guys like Colston, Loveland, and Luther Burden 3, they can run the ball. They can create explosives. Caleb's been really good this last month. That trust in young players is what separates good quarterbacks from great ones. Caleb's not just looking for DJ Moore. He's not leaning only on Romoduns. He's spreading the ball around. He's trusting Loveland to make a play. He's trusting Burden to win one-on-one. That's the sign of a mature quarterback, one who knows how to run a championship caliber offense. The Bears rank 4th in EPA per play since Week 9 thanks to the run game. But now, in these final weeks, the passing game has caught up. Williams and the air attack are peaking at the right time. But here's the part that worries me, and Orlovsky mentioned it too. The defense is totally reliant on interceptions. It's not that different from San Francisco, championship caliber offense. A defense that can let anybody beat you, and that's the concern heading into the playoffs. And there it is, the uncomfortable truth we've all been avoiding. We've got an offense that can hang with anyone, but we've got a defense that can lose to anyone. We lead the league with 32 takeaways, including a pick 6 on the first play last night. But overall, we're aggressively average, 20th in EPA per play allowed, 24th in DVOA. The numbers say turnovers are the only thing keeping us afloat. And I'm telling you, in the playoffs, you can't rely on turnovers. You can't count on the other team to hand you the ball. You have to get stops. You have to win on 3rd down. You have to generate pressure without sending crazy blitzes. Can this defense do that? based on what I saw last night against San Francisco, where we gave up for 196 total yards, where the Niners went a perfect 5-4-5 on third down, where they racked up 30 to first downs, nearly tying the season record. I've got my doubts, but here's the thing, at the end of the day, you win by scoring more points than the other team. And if the Bears can keep putting up points, if they can limit the other team's possessions with our run game, we've got as good a shot as anyone to make a Super Bowl run in this wide-open year. Because I believe this, the league is wide open. There's no dominant super team. The Chiefs have issues. The Bills are inconsistent. The Ravens lean too much on Lamar. The Niners have a defense just as shaky as ours. The Eagles just lost Jalen Hurts to injury. This is our shot. This is the window. We've got a rookie quarterback playing like a vet. We've got an offensive coordinator in Ben Johnson, who finally knows how to use our weapons. We've got playmakers everywhere. Moore, O'Duns, Burden, Loveland, Swift, Kmet. The question is, can the defense hold up just enough for the offense to carry us all the way? Look, I'm gonna be real with you. These three stories paint a complicated picture of where the Bears are right now. We've got an offense that Dan Orlovsky, someone who knows football, says is championship caliber. That's incredible. That's what we've been waiting years for in Chicago. But we've also got Noah Sewell likely out for the season with a torn Achilles. We've got Luther Burden III, fresh off his best game, limping off with a quad injury. And we've got a defense that, frankly, can't stop anyone unless the other team hands us the ball. So I'm asking you, can the Bears, with all these injuries, with this inconsistent defense, really make a deep playoff run? Or are we just another Chicago team that falls short when it matters most? I want to hear from you. Do you trust this defense to get the stops we need in January? Do you believe Caleb Williams can carry this offense far enough to make up for the defensive flaws? Are you worried about the injuries to Sewell and Burden? Or do you think we've got enough depth to overcome it? Drop your answers in the comments right now. I want to hear from every single one of you. Because this community, this Bears family, is what makes all of this worth it. We're in this together. We've suffered together for years, and if we're finally gonna win, it's gonna be together. If you believe this offense can take us to the Super Bowl despite the defensive issues, smash that like button right now. If you're worried about the injuries and think we might fall short, subscribe to the channel because we're gonna be covering every update, every headline, every rumor until we either hoist the Lombardi or get sent home. Because I promise you this, tomorrow we'll have more breaking news. This week is going to be critical in deciding whether we land the 2 seed or the 3. And you do not want to miss what's coming for Chicago. We're 11-5. We're NFC North champs. We've got our quarterback of the future. We've got a championship caliber offense. And despite all the setbacks, despite all the injuries, despite all the doubts, we still have a shot. Bear down. Chicago, this is Navy and Orange. This is what we've been waiting for. Don't give up now. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, in Chicago, we don't play DA Bears.